everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Well, here's me popping up for our daily little chat. I have Simon in the kitchen. Hi Simon.
Hi everyone.
How are you feeling, Simon? Day 3.
Excited, Carol.
Are you really excited?
I'm looking forward to your tray bake today.
So say hello, if you're a newbie, do pop up, say hello, let us know that you're new to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Everybody, I can't see any comments by the way, but everybody in the group will say a big hello to you, I'm sure that they will. Get your thumbs up if you're looking forward to this morning's live. And for those who don't know me, I'm sure the regulars get fed up of this. But I'm Karen McFarland from Sugar and Crumbs. I own a small company called Sugar and Crumbs. We're based in Stockport, Cheshire here. We make flavoured icing sugars. There they are. So we have a full range of flavoured icing sugars. They're all white in colour. Some of them are brown in colour. Those are the chocolate ones, unless it says white chocolate. And today, because I want to keep you guys occupied, we've decided to try and do some lives every single day. Now, whether that be a morning or a night or an afternoon, at the moment we have decided to do 5 morning sessions. So, which basically means that I am doing Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. No, Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesdays and Fridays. I could see Simon was looking puzzled there. Did you think your shift had changed then, Simon?
Yeah.
On Thursdays we've got Tracy Mann. So my apologies for Tracy Mann. She got herself well and truly confused yesterday. So I spoke to her just before we went live. Everything was fine. And then she went and popped up in the community group. So lots of you didn't get any notifications. You didn't know she was live. I didn't know she was live. I was pressing refresh. I went over to her page, I went over to her business page. I'm sure I was doing exactly what you were doing. I was messaging her, I was phoning her on the house phone, like, where is she? I was thinking, oh my God, what could have happened in a couple of minutes? And poor Tracy, she's there, she knew something wasn't right. But anyhow, she does send her sincere apologies. So she's actually going to repeat that live last night. So if you did miss it, she is actually going to repeat it and do it again for you. Now, I don't know whether she's going to do that tomorrow or maybe next week. So today we also started to do a rerun of our lives, and our first one was yesterday. Let me know if you watched it. It was my very first live. And it was 3 years ago. It was February 2017. Took Simon some time to find it, but it was our very first live in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, and it was actually down that end of the kitchen. So, and there used to be a wall. Anybody who's been in classes here would know this is one long kitchen, but there used to be a wall there, and then we've knocked that down and made it into a big one. But John had to paste himself in there. We didn't have any lights. We just had one iPad. Actually, the iPad we're filming from now, and he used to have to carry it around like that. So he was asking me yesterday, was his filming better? And I have to say his filming was better, and that was because he only had one iPad, so he just had to follow me. Having said that, his back was breaking, always bending. So like yesterday when I was moaning, when Simon was asking to pull me forward, about my poor back. So how are we doing for an audience? Is it building up nicely, Simon?
150.
Right, fantastic. So many lovely of you to join us. I'll get Simon to shout out some names and that shortly. So I've been asked by a lady called G, and I know this is so bad, but I've been looking through all my messages and I can't find her message, but she's got a little boy who wanted to know, could we make some square cupcakes pull apart? Now, I actually haven't got any square cupcake cases, so I thought I would do it a little bit different and utilising some of the things that we actually have at home. So if you want to do this, because then I thought, well, you may not have square cupcake cases either, so let's do something a bit different. So basically, I'm doing a tray bake, and I'm going to cut it up, and then you can just pull it apart. So we'll work on that, shall we? I've already made the sponge this morning, but I've broken it. So I'm going to show you how to make the sponge, but this is what happens when you're rushing, and when you're live you can't hide anything. And I know that's what you love that goes on in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, because it all happens in your kitchen, and there's nothing worse than watching a programme and it looks amazing and fantastic and it never happens in your kitchen. So you know what, you're going to see my broken cakes in a minute, because we're going to have to put them together because I didn't get time to bake them again. But what I will do is I'll show you the mix. So basically, square pan. Now if you haven't got a square pan, use an oblong pan. If you want to use a round pan, or if you want to just use round cupcakes, it's all the same type of thing, so it really doesn't matter. But because this little boy is fascinated about square cupcakes, I'm doing a square version. But I did tell his mummy that I haven't got any square cupcake cases, so we'll have to make it as we can, and he's fascinated with pull apart cakes as well. Right, so good. The lady is called G, or Georgina, but I think she's known as G, but I don't know what her Facebook handle is, so hopefully she's going to pop up and go, hi, it's me. She's going to tell us her little boy's name, because, sorry, but I've actually forgot. But I do remember that she wants to do this because his birthday is in May. Have you spotted her, Simon?
I'm looking, but I can't see.
Right, okay then, that's great. So let's do the mix. So we're going to do a 10-ounce mix. Now, what I did this morning, I think this is where I had the problem. I've actually done a 10-ounce mix, and I've actually put it in the pan, and I've used 2 of these, and they broke. But you're going to see the broken one shortly. You know that I don't like to hide anything. So we'll start off with the mix, really very, very easy. So I'm going to put the butter in the mixer. So I'm going to pull the mixer over to here so we can get this in. And when I say butter, I mean margarine. So Simon, do you want to shout out some hellos?
So it's Georgina Dudley.
Oh, hello. Yes, I know she was called Georgina, and she gave me the name G when she emailed me. So what's the little boy called?
And the little boy's called Max.
Ah, Max, that's it. Crikey. I don't. You know, I really seriously forgot. So I do apologise, Georgina. But now that you say it, I do remember. So. I do have memory issues. My audience is aware that I do have memory issues. I'm not sure whether I am going to have Alzheimer's in years to come, or the fact that I have too much on my mind. So I try to convince myself that I've actually got too much on my mind, and I just forget things. But it's really bad at the moment because I actually really can't remember people's names when I'm physically talking to them, so I am seriously concerned. But then again, pleasures of running your own company, stress levels and everything are high. So, but let's cheer on, let's get a move on. So we're going to beat the butter till it's lovely, light and fluffy, okay? Now I'm using a 10-ounce mix. Now in grams, that's 306 grams, okay? I'm not going to work in grams because I'm old school and I like to work in ounces. Albeit when I make the buttercream, I use grams. Weird, isn't it? But there we go. So we're just going to beat this till it's lovely, light and fluffy. While that's on, okay, I'm actually going to run and put the kettle on. And I'm also going to get Simon to do some shouting out. Okay, so sorry about the noise, but it's things need to be done.
Well, I don't know if anyone can hear me, but hello to Joe Buck, Georgina Dudley, Debbie Hargreaves, Gemma Bush, and Margaret Cuthbertson. And also first time viewer Katie Wright, my little sister, hello. Sue Clark, Paula Brown, hello, thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you can hear me.
Kettle's on, okay? Okay, don't do that, leave the mixer going. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to scrape down. Now, I've actually not got everything prepared. If I'm honest, I was up till cleaning the kitchen last night, and then this morning, I've actually been in here since 6:30 this morning. I was meant to be in here getting everything prepared, but I decided to rip all my cupboards out. I don't know why are we doing this? But anyhow, I decided to rip all my cupboards out, reorganise everything, and clean everywhere. So I've had a massive cleaner. So my name Simon's probably walked in and thought, well, it doesn't look much different than yesterday. But then we had to get everything out again. So lovely, light and whippy. I don't know if you can see that in there, okay? And then I'm going to add the flavoured icing sugar. So it's 306 grams of flavoured icing sugar. We're using lemon drizzle, okay? lemon drizzle, but you can use any of these flavours. So if you are a Sugar and Crumbs fan, you can just substitute the caster sugar and the flavouring with the flavoured icing sugar. It's a light taste, do you know what I mean? It's not going to be strong or anything like that. It is a light taste, but people really like it, and I like it, and it makes a much lighter sponge. It smells gorgeous as well. So let's get that out of the way. Right, now what we should do is we should chop in. So just before I turn that on, let me just chop in a moment. Because if we don't chop in, and I saw it yesterday, and I think it was Lindsay Bingham. So I think she said that she had one of those moments where you're not thinking. I think what she called it brain freeze or something. But basically she just turned on the mixer. We've all done it, haven't we? We've turned on the mixer and then it's just all flown with sugar all over the place. If you're using caster sugar, it doesn't actually go all over the place, but icing sugar does. With caster sugar, you know, you really do need to beat it in well. So I'm just going to chop this in, and chopping it in means that I'm just chopping it into the butter. Well, margarine, sorry. I'm so used to saying butter because I make buttercream all the time. So we're doing a 10-ounce mix, and this is 10 ounces of margarine. I use Stork, you can use anything you want. So I use Stork. There we go. And then I'm going to put that on to beat while I crack my eggs. So we changed the camera angle as well slightly, just so that you can see things. So we've got a new camera facing this way. Well, it's not a new camera, we've just changed the angle. I don't think, are we using the overhead today, Simon?
Yes, we are. We've used it a few times, yeah.
Good, super duper.
So we can see right into the bowl at the moment.
Oh, brilliant, that's how we like it. So let me crack my eggs. So we're going to use, I need to get a bowl out, 1 second. So because it's a 10-ounce mix, we're going to use 5 eggs. And just as a rule of thumb, just so that you know, every 2 ounces of cake mix, you need an egg, okay? Now, I've always used large eggs. All my life, I've always used large eggs. But eggs are in short supply, and they're actually not in short supply, in fairness. The farms have got them all, just that they just can't get them out to everybody, to all their suppliers. They're actually overloaded with eggs, which is a shame. All the restaurants are closed down, so they're not taking eggs in. You know, everywhere's closed down, so there's no need for all these eggs, so they're still making them. But I would suggest go and find your local farmer. They'd be glad to sell you some.
They're still laying them, Carol.
They're still laying them. Yeah. What did I say?
Making them.
Still making them, yeah. Laying them. Yeah, the chickens can't stop laying them. So, I'm going to give that an extra beat. Right, so every 2 ounces of mix is 1 egg. So as I say, I use large eggs. I've struggled to get large eggs, so I'm on medium eggs. And if I'm honest, I'm actually been quite happy with the last recipe that I've done with them. So if ever you want to catch shell, use your egg. There's something in the actual shell that it's like magnetism, or I don't know if that's the right word. But if I go in there and try and catch that shell with a spoon, what happens is it'll just keep swimming away from me. But as soon as I put the shell in, it just slips right back in. There we go. So 1 egg per 2 ounces of mix, and we've got a 10-ounce mix. So that's 5 eggs. As you can see, I'm not the best cracker. So it's been good to see that so many of you have been following what I've been doing. I think I've had to succumb to the Viennese swirls to be in whirls. I think I've had to realise that's something with my language, but I do say some funny things. I was laughing with my daughter over the phone. I think I told you all that we were we've joined this house party for WhatsApp. So it's an app that's on your phone and you download it. It's called House Party, but do be careful. Do make sure that when you set it up, you lock your room when you go in. So some of you older people are probably thinking, what the hell is she going on about? But there's an app called House Party, and I've got a daughter in Australia, 3 children here in the UK, and when I say children, they're all adults. My eldest is 40 tomorrow, can you believe it? So on Saturday or Sunday, we all downloaded the app and then we could all speak together, and it was fantastic speaking to the kids and the grandkids, and the grandkids were they were just amazed that they could all see each other all at the same time, because we just normally all FaceTime each other on a weekend. And then we were laughing at some of my funny sayings, and there's a lady, oh God, she's going to kill me now, I can't remember her name, but she always laughs at me because I call it half a semicircle. For years I've always called it half a semicircle, where a semicircle is half of a semicircle. A semicircle is half of a circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've always called it half of a semicircle. And then my
That's
daughter
a quadrant.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I call it that, half of a semicircle. And I always say flush the chain. But isn't it meant to be flush the toilet? But I've always brought my kids up and said flush the chain. So I do say some really daft things. I don't know what got me onto this. What was I talking about? No idea. Rambling. Is any of you as bonkers as me, or do you watch because I'm bonkers? Because I don't make this stuff up, you know, it's how I am. So I'm going to add an egg, 1 egg at a time till it's all incorporated. So while that's in there, I have got some flour. So I normally use McDougall's flour because that's my favourite, but having said that, I've used Aldi, Sainsbury's, all of them. And so, you know, they're all fine. It's your own personal thing. I'm using self-raising flour. Now, it's very hard to get flour at the moment, and I managed to acquire some, I told you, from the wholesalers across the road, and we didn't get any trade prices on it, you know, because I don't actually have a trade account with them. So I actually went in there, bought it at full price, and then sold it on to you guys. In fact, the first week I actually gave it away to you guys, and some people, most of you, 90%, 95.7% of you were actually really happy about it, but there was 1 or 2 of you that wasn't happy, so I had to bite my lip. But anyhow, I have managed to acquire a pallet of flour. I'm trying my hardest to get as much flour as I can. I've only managed to acquire self-raising flour. It is on the website. It's 2 per person. It's more expensive than the supermarkets. The reason it's more expensive than the supermarkets is obviously I don't buy the volumes that the supermarkets buy. So, and also I've got to ship it out to you, and it's a 1.5 kilo bag. And for 1.5 kilos, I have to pay by weight to the couriers. And the couriers, they call it letter, small parcel, large parcel. And then you pay, the bigger the parcel and the heavier the parcel, the more that you pay. So when you guys are looking at your shipping from all these companies, all of them are subsidising the shipping, because it's easier to just give you one price rather than try and explain, well, the weight of this. Because some companies, they put in the weight of everything and then they'll calculate on the weight, which is the right way to do things. Like, we know that we send parcels to the Channel Islands, and we send parcels to Southern Ireland. We've sent parcels, and we've ended up charging the same as we do on our website, and it actually costs us triple. So, you know, those people actually win because, you know, you've got to go over the water, you've got to pay more money, haven't you, to get it there. So anyhow, so I'm still rambling with myself. So we've got 1 egg in, I've got 2 more in. So there is flour on our website. It's under baking ingredients. So if you go to shop and go to baking ingredients, you can buy it there. The supplier has promised me faithfully that when he gets strong bread flour in, he will do, he'll let me know. When he gets plain in, he will do. He can sell it to me in 16 kilo bags at the moment, but we're a gluten-free factory, so I can't have it. I can't bag it up myself, because he said to me, Cara, if you want to bag it up yourself, I'm happy to sell it to you in 16 kilo bags. But I can't bag it up myself. But if somebody is desperate for a 16 kilo bag, let me know and I'll dispatch once a week. I can buy them in once a week and I can dispatch, but you will have to pay the shipping for 16 kilos. So let me know if that's something that you'd like. But you would have to message me privately and I will find a price for you and I'll let you know. And I feel that Laura and John will be on the other side of the computer in the office now having a complete meltdown of why I've opened my big drop. But currently, at the moment, I can get hold of 16 kilos of flour, big bag sizes, but I can't break it up, so I don't have the facility. So how's the comments coming, Simon? Is John and Laura disconnected the live, have they?
I think Laura's watching because she just posted that there's flour on the website.
She'll be like, oh my goodness.
I just want to remind everybody that it's 2 bags per
bags
order.
per person, yeah. The reason we're making it 2 bags per person is because it's very difficult to get. I've got to be honest, I've had to fight hard all week to get this pallet, and I can't actually tell you how hard I've had to fight. In fact, I rang companies to get flour, and the receptionist just sort of laughed at me and said, you haven't got a cow nose chance of getting any. But we have acquired it, which is great. So if you want it, but it's only 2 bags, but that's 3 kilos of flour. So, you know, that's quite a lot of flour. Let me just go and get a spoon. Just 1 second. So if your mix curdles, don't worry, okay? You've got your flour, so we've got 10 ounces of flour. If your mix curdles, do not worry, okay? So while it's mixing, just put in a big spoonful of flour and then let it combine together. And then pop another one in, and then we're done. So far we've used 10 ounces of margarine, okay, 10 ounces of margarine, 10 ounces of flavoured icing sugar, 5 eggs, and then like I say, if it curdles, just put a little bit of flour from your 10 ounces of flour. Don't add all the flour just yet. So Simon, you're looking a bit puzzled there. Is there something you need to ask?
No, absolutely
Right.
fine.
Okay,
Yes.
very good.
I was just thinking I needed to buy eggs. You just reminded me I've run out.
Well, there's a local egg farm up there in Hazel Grove, opposite the school. Should be able to get some there. I know there was a farm in Nantwich, if anyone's in Nantwich, and the poor guy there was desperate. I mean, he's got ends laying for fun, and he's desperate, one, because I'm sure he needs money as well, but I don't know what he's going to do with all the eggs. So let me just mix this in together a minute. I've got to be honest, I'm actually not really happy with this batter, and I don't know why. I'm sure I put margarine in. Seriously worried about myself. But you know what? I think I've gone and chopped up butter.
What difference did it make, Carol?
Well, it's a heavier mix, and I don't think you need as much butter. Do you know what? I think I put butter in. But anyhow, you know what? It's live. We've got to go with it. So here we go. So we're going to pop the flour in. Just 1 second. I think I might have done a schoolgirl error here, guys. So I always use margarine, and the thing is I was getting the buttercream ready earlier, and I have a feeling I may have used butter, and I don't think you put as much butter in. So anyhow, we'll see how it looks, shall we? I'm sure it's going to taste amazing. Let's not worry. How many of you have done that before? I'm sure lots of you will be helping me out now saying, no, it's fine. You generally use butter for a Madeira cake. A Madeira cake, if anybody wants to know, is a much stronger cake. It's what you would use for wedding cakes and stacking cakes. So I'm just going to go and get the kettle. And when you pop in your flour as well, you mustn't mix. You really must lift and fold. In fact, I know that I've put butter in. I can see. There's the odd little firm blob of yellow there. Right, let me go and get the kettle. So how are we doing on comments, Simon?
You've noticed the dog's barking?
Pardon? The dog's barking.
Yes.
Oh, it's really funny, you know. I've got 6 dogs, by the way. So I've got 3 Rhodesian Ridgebacks. So I'm going to put hot water in, okay? Generally, I put in a tablespoon for every, I don't know, 3 ounces. But you know what, just eyeball it. So I'm going to put in 2.
I think people are quite pleased you're getting flour in.
And a bit.
So.
Right, good. Well, there's no minimum spend or anything like that. There's no maximum spend or anything like that. So you can buy just flour. But I have to let you know it is just 2 bags per person. That way everybody can get some. And also it makes it stretch a little bit as well. So, you know, I feel as though I'll have some next week. I don't know when I'm getting any more. That's not to make you panic buy, because you can't panic buy, because I'm only allowing you to buy 2 bags per person. I thought I set the website up last week so that people could only buy 2 bags, and unfortunately people bought a lot more than they should really. So I can't set up the website. So if you put 5 in your basket or 10 in your basket, don't clap your hands when you place the order that it'll go through. What will happen is Laura will phone you and you'll actually be getting a refund. We can't, so please don't do it. There's no facility on the website for me to put a maximum per product. I can put a maximum per everything on the website, but not per product. So please don't go and order more and think, yippee, I put 10 in my basket, and they won't notice. Every order is being scrutinised, and we will only release 2 per customer. And then if you do that, your refund takes 7 to 10 days to be done. So then you'll be sat there waiting then for your refunds to be done. So please don't do it. Right, okay, so there's our mix. And I'll take that off because we don't need that now, because we'll need it again in a minute. Don't know what this cake's going to look like now, with having butter in it. It might be the problem I had before. Right, so brush. This is just a little paintbrush from B&Q, so it's synthetic fibres. I do normally buy pastry brushes, but I tend to ruin them all very quickly, so I think we're always dipping them in oil and stuff like that. So I've just started buying paintbrushes from B&Q or not Home Bargains, Home Base, isn't it? So just paint your pan. So just lightly grease it. I'm also going to buy those cake mixes in as well. So those cake mixes that I bought the other day, that I showed you on, was it Tuesday or Monday, Simon? When I did that cake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually it was Monday, wasn't it? So I'm going to bring those in as well. So I hope to have them in and on the website next week. So they're just cake mixes. All you've got to do is add oil and water. So you can see there that I've lightly greased my pan. Let's get that out of the way. I'm going to put in a piece of parchment there. Didn't have any square ones, unfortunately, so just round ones. And then I'm going to put the whole mix in. Now, I would normally divide this between 2 pans, but my other pans are in need of a wash from after this morning's cake baking. So, oops, 1 second. That's not incorporated there. Sorry, just saw a little blob of flour. We don't want that. So when you mix, always fold in, lift and fold, lift and fold. Don't mix. That didn't make sense, that did it? When you mix. So when you combined it all together, fold in. So I hope you're enjoying these lives. I'm frantically thinking of things to do. So tonight, this afternoon, we're going to do another rerun, aren't we, Simon?
We are,
so
yes.
2 o'clock.
You're making a dome cake.
Yes, I'm decorating a dome cake for you guys. So we're making one of those. So this is 3 years ago. So we're doing reruns of our lives. It was so nice to see. So it got to over 100 of you watching yesterday, which was brilliant. I was pleased with that. And do like and share it. You can still like and share, there's no problem. Just because we're not doing prizes for them, we're still running them, so it'd be nice if you did support us and liked and shared them. Talking of prizes, I'm doing another stencil for today, so before Simon tells me. So it's stencil 3, isn't it?
Is that a 10-inch pan, Carol?
10 inch, yeah,
Yep.
it is. And I'm doing a 10-inch mix as well. Now normally I would divide this mix between 2, and I have divided it between 2 this morning, but this one I'm just going to bake it all in one because my cakes got stuck because I didn't grease them very well enough this morning, and they need washing, so they're up the other end. I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, so we're doing a rerun of the lives at 2 o'clock, so set your alarm clocks for that. Be interesting. You know, back in the days when there was just me and John in the kitchen, and John only had an iPad and he had to follow me around the kitchen, so it's quite amusing. And then tonight we're doing Anna Regimio, so that's a premiere live when she was here last summer. And sometimes when we've got artists in from around the world, she's from Portugal, or they come a long way, even if it's down south, sometimes we do a second live. And the reason that live is it's a backup. So it's a backup for, let's say if I'm not well, because I don't always like to tell you if I'm not well. So let's say I'm not well, let's say something happens and I really can't do the live, and then we can pop that up. We never actually played this one, but we've decided that we will play it today. And for those of you who may not have seen it, she's going to be making this fabulous cake. So she's going to be making that cake there. So fabulous, isn't it? So she's going to be baking that for you, and that's at 8 o'clock tonight. So you've got 2 more lives to watch with Sugar and Crumbs today. So let me just get this out of the way. I'm going to pop this in the oven. I'm going to bake it low and slow on 150. Yeah? Right, let me just wash my hands, Simon. So do you want to talk to the audience, Simon, just while I wash my hands a minute? Don't be
I'll
shy.
try.
Pardon?
I'll try, Carol.
What do you mean you'll try? Come on, Simon. They want to hear you.
Oh, I'm looking for some questions.
Well, you don't
People
need to
liking the
question,
yes,
just
well,
say
people
hello
liking
to
the cake,
people.
yeah, yeah. So, all the usual people here, I think. Debbie
Oh, that's
Hargreaves,
really helpful, Simon.
Nikki King.
All the usual people.
Well, just saying.
We'll try and find a new name.
I don't know the new names.
Well, you said Nikki King yesterday.
Marie Betts, Marcia Lord, Janet Allen.
Right, let's move this out of the way. Right, so you're going to now see my broken cakes. So sorry about this, but we didn't get time to do any more. So just let me say, so on Monday, we did a live on Monday. Monday at 11:30. And we're going to try and do regular 11:30 lives. So we said that the winner of the live on Monday can choose one of these 3 stencils. And the winner of the live on Tuesday gets a choice of the stencils that are left. And the winner of today gets the last one that's left. So I'll draw on Monday, next Tuesday, next Wednesday, okay? So don't worry, I have actually wrote it all down in my book when I'm drawing things. On the nighttime lives, Danielle Crouch was in the kitchen. She was actually in her own kitchen on Monday, and she drew the winner on the night. She got a little bit confused. She actually bought a ticket, so she actually bought a gift voucher, and I said to her, do a like and share for £25. And I don't know whether she got confused that I expected her to buy it, but I most certainly did not. So we'll pay for that voucher. So she's already drawn hers, and then we'll do a live tomorrow. We'll do a like and share tomorrow as well. Yeah. I'm not doing anything on Tracy's classes because she's just doing like intros and telling you about herself and little bits of things, and she's just doing it in a different way. Yeah. And I hope you've enjoyed watching Tracy. She's great, and I know some of you have joined online classes, which are fabulous. Right, so let me get my cakes.
Just say hello to Mola Anderson, Barbara Ann Ford, Carol Hope, While you're doing that, Carol?
Yeah. Say who? What did you say, Simon?
I said, while you're doing that, I'll just, yes.
Ah, right, okay. You're cooperating, you mean?
Yes.
Right, okay. So I've now got to work out how I'm going to get these out of the pan because it was quite obvious I didn't grease them well enough. So, but this one's already sort of been out and broken apart in half, so we're just going to go for it again. Oops, it's definitely broken in half. Oh, how to muck it up on the live. Well done. Just
That's the beauty of live, Carol.
That's the beauty of lives, absolutely. But what we're going to do is, because this happens in your kitchen, so as you all know, girls, I get stressed and under pressure, but you know what, we're going to go with this because I could wait for that one to come out of the oven, but we're not. We're going to go with this one because this will happen in your house and we're going to make it right. This will be a proper tear away. But we are going to
tear it out of the tin.
Yeah, exactly. Tear it out the tin, yeah. Exactly. Right, okay, I'm going to have to, let me watch this. It's all going to be all right on the night. Don't worry, don't worry. Right, let me get my buttercream.
Yes, they can all see the extent of the
yeah, see the extent of the
tearing.
damage. How many of you have had this done, hey? So, but the thing is, I'm not one of those people that just go in, and this is one I made earlier. How perfect is this? Who has this happened to them in the kitchen? So come on, be honest. It's happened to all of us, we know that. But I'm actually live, so I'm going to have to deal with it. I'm sure my John's having a complete meltdown now thinking, what the hell is she doing? But we're going to make this right, don't worry about it. I've got buttercream here. I'm just going to soften it up in the microwave. And then I'm just going to get some jam as well, yeah? So just 1 second.
Hi to Val Green. And
Just let me get the square board down.
yeah, everybody's saying it happens to them.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, when it's covered, you won't know.
No, and the thing is, I'm going to show you, hopefully, how we're going to get it put back together. So I'm going to use a board first of all. So let's move that over there. So this would be fun, isn't it? Because there's nothing worse than throwing cake away, is there? And it happens to all of us. So, you know, I didn't really want it to happen. Let me tell you now, this was not deliberate. But you know what? While we're here, we're going to have to deal with it because this is all we've got, girls. And we've just got to get on with it. And I know lots of you guys who watch with me will be loving this because you'll know it happens to you and you'll be like, right, this is one of the things we love about Carol. You know, she doesn't hide anything. So anyway.
How can we avoid this, Carol?
How can what?
How can we avoid that happening?
How can we avoid it happening? God knows. Have a better day than me. So, but these things happen. I don't think we ever know why these things happen. Right. So we've got this half of the cake here. We're going to push that half of the cake there. Crikey, everything's falling off here. I've never had a cake so bad. Did you make this cake, Simon? I've never had a cake like this at all.
It's not some sort of sexist remark,
Never
Carol.
had a cake like this. Eh? In fact, I've never broken a cake actually. I've had them stick in the pan a couple of times and I've lost a little bit, but never this much. Anyhow, don't worry. Is it looking like a square cake now?
Let's have a look. That looks very square.
That looks square.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right,
we've got a nice straight down view there of a square cake.
Yeah, great.
Just looks slightly crumbly.
Yes, slightly bubbly. Right, let me get some jam. So we're going to use strawberry jam. This could be my best Facebook Live. So strawberry jam on. If you strawberry, I've just taken this straight out the fridge and put my palette knife straight into it. So what you really should do is that you should put your jam just in the microwave, just loosen it up a little bit. But so we're just going to put the jam on. So don't panic, girls, don't panic. Believe it or not, I think I'm in control. So when you make this later, you know, right, Carol did it. And I've got to show you lot how to do this live. You can keep it all a secret in your kitchen. Oh, there's bits falling off everywhere. I've never had such a crumbly cake, and it's not with the new flour either. If I'm honest, this is with Aldi's flour. I don't think it's got anything to do with the flour actually. I think it's, I don't know what I've done. So basically we're jamming it all together. I think you've got that idea,
yeah.
haven't you? We're jamming it all together.
Jam it together.
That's what we're going to do. I'm just going to take my cloth off there, move the crumbs up over there a minute. So Georgia, this is not how to make a cake. What we're now doing is saving a cake. I might have to come back to the pull apart cake another day. What we're now doing is saving the cake. So hold on. Right, I'm getting my buttercream. There'll be professionals out there watching thinking, what the hell that she's doing? But you know what this reminds me of? You know when you watch Extreme Cake Makers or Cake Boss, and they make the cakes but they just ram it all in and together, and you see it all together and all the layers are all wonky and all sorts of things, why they make it all into different shapes. And you sit there and think, oh right, okay then, there's me wanting to do mine nice and perfect and straight. Well, that's not going to happen here, guys. And then the next party trick is how I'm going to get that one over on here. Simon.
Yes.
How are you enjoying your live, Simon?
I'm enjoying it a lot. Yeah, I was just sorry. I was just laughing at Debbie Hargreaves. She's saying a new series of called Cake Rescue.
Well done, Debs. Do you know what? That could be a winner, that, couldn't it? Well done, Deb. Should we start that as a new feature? Believe me, this was not deliberate. Believe me, this was not deliberate at all. This is how it is. And God knows what I've done with this mix. I'm going to be, afterwards, I'll tell you, I'm going to be baking this again.
Baking SOS, yeah.
Yeah, baking SOS, that's good as well. Right, shut up you lot. It's not that bad, is it? Oh God, right. So how am I going to get this up here? Like that. That's what we're going to do. Right, let me move all this rubbish out of the way. So with that camera there, Simon, can they see all down the kitchen now?
No, only up to the kettle.
Only up to the kettle, right.
And it's here.
Oh, there, right, okay.
Not where it used to be.
So, I was thinking, oh my lordy, they can see well down the kitchen, can't they? Right, let me get rid of some of these cleaning stuff. I should have a good audience tonight then with this muck up today then, shouldn't I, with this muck up? So, people were thinking, what the hell she's watching? You know what makes me laugh is, you know, like you guys now are following, so you know what's actually going on. It's the people that's just tuned in and they're like, what the hell? So let me just have a clean up. I like to keep my nice new pink board all lovely and clean. And then we're going to repair this.
Just to remind everyone to like and share to enter our prize for the stencil today.
Yeah. Oh lordy. Goodness me. Right, okay, you'll see I've got the kettle out because I'm actually just going to soften the buttercream a little bit more. So, to talk about winging it, right, okay, so I'm just going to soften the buttercream a little bit more because this cake is, I can't even tell you what I've done wrong. That's so bad, isn't it? So I'm just putting some more water in because I want to make this quite a loose buttercream while I coat this cake. Because if it's too firm, all it's going to do is drag. So let's, and the other thing is when you're doing your buttercream, okay, paddle, okay, don't mix. So I've put the water in there and then paddle it down because otherwise you'll put loads of air bubbles in. So Simon, how many people are watching this nitwit here in the kitchens try and resolve our issues with the cake?
How many people? 210
Oh my
at the moment.
God. So we're
Can you pull the cake to the middle of the board, Carol,
yeah.
so we can...
So you can see the full disaster.
So we can see a little bit better.
So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to crumb coat. So basically this started off going to be a cake that we was going to cut and make it a pull apart cake. So I think I'm going to have to come back and do something for Max again. But so, because it's now turned into salvage the cake. And the reason we're having to salvage the cake is because it's the only cake I've got. So I can't throw it away, we've got to go with it. So I am working on instincts here, guys, okay? I'm sure you can all appreciate it. So we're just crumb coating it. So basically, what we're doing in the technical terms is gluing it all together.
Is the other cake still in the oven, Carol?
Yeah, needs half an hour. It's not been in half an hour yet, has it?
I don't know, I didn't time it.
Well, it needs more than half an hour because it's on low bake.
Yeah.
So don't worry. So I just need to go and get some more buttercream. So don't worry, this is only the crumb coat, just hold on. Let me have a look at my cake in the oven. Nope, it's not ready. Right, buttercream, buttercream. Just let me microwave this a minute. So I've got another batch of buttercream there that I'm going to spread around here. It wasn't meant to be used for that, but we're going to have to use it for this, so that means I'm going to have to make some more buttercream. So hold on. So 20 seconds in the microwave. Because I want it soft because we're going to have to get it round the whole of the cake. And then we're going to put it in the fridge to firm up. We're going to make some buttercream for the top. Somehow we're going to glue this cake together. So it's going to be fun. Right, so move that out of the way. What did I do with my cloth? Right. You're very talkative, Simon, entertaining
oh, thank you,
our
Carol.
customers.
Yes, yes.
Well, you know, like a few hellos, any newbies, hi, how are you? You know, not just
If
total
anybody would
silent.
like a shout out, put it in the comments, please.
Shout my name out. Right. Instead of just like all of you anxiously wondering how I'm going to solve this issue. So, are you enjoying today's live? Let's start with that. So, here we go. So, just 1 second. I was laughing to myself, I think I've already said this on a couple of lives, what are we all going to look like in a few weeks, eh? So, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with my nails, I'm going to have to soak them off with acetone, and then don't know what colour my hair's going to be in a few weeks. So I can just imagine, you know, John there with a box set from the supermarket, reading instructions, colouring my hair. So how many of you are going to have to do that? We should really get see if we can find a hairdresser who will show us how to colour our hair. But then they probably won't want us to know really, because then we won't have to go to the hairdressers. But there's a possibility we could have all our husbands trained on colouring our hair very soon. And have you noticed that Coronation Street seemed to have less episodes? So I was watching it. I don't actually get often to watch it, but this over the weekend I was trying to catch up on things, and I noticed that the last episode was on Wednesday. So they usually all these soaps.
Haven't they stopped making?
Well, I'm sure they will. So what generally the soaps are about 3 to 4 weeks behind, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what's happened is as they've realised this has happened, they're dragging out, because they're normally like double episodes on a Monday and a Friday, aren't they? So I think they're probably trying to drag them out while they redo their stories, if they're going to do stories, or whether they're going to stop. So do I look as though I'm doing a good job of patching this up, by the way?
You do.
Hey, are they impressed? Yes. I'm not so sure I'm impressed. So whenever you're crumb coating, okay, just make your buttercream a lot softer, because you can firm it up back in the fridge again afterwards. So we will have some crumbs, so don't worry.
A big shout out to Tracy Gamble.
Oh, hello, Tracy Gamble. So who's ever had to rescue a cake like this? I like that, cake rescue, or cake SOS. Is it those names come off 2 different people? Was Cake Rescue off Debbie Hargreaves, was it?
Yeah, and I said baking SOS.
Oh, you come with a clever clogs.
Well, I had to come up with something different, didn't
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's good that you're participating, Simon.
Wow.
I mean, that's one thing, isn't it? So if John was here now on the camera, I don't think he'd know what to do. He'd be like, is she going to save this, or is it going to be like a mess?
Are you going to leave it on a cliffhanger?
Leave it on a cliffhanger. What does it look like? Or why I quickly bake another one? That looks all perfect. Yeah. Right, okay. So, well, I think I need to just stop putting buttercream on for the moment and get it in the fridge. So let me get some on here.
Why is it going in the fridge, Carol?
Because it has to firm up. So whenever you crumb coat a cake, you do have to put it in the fridge to firm it up. And you generally put, well, if you're doing a naked cake, you'd scrape this off a little bit. But we don't want a naked cake because they'll see everything that's wrong with it. So we want to put a couple of coats on.
And have you used the flavoured icing sugars in this?
Absolutely.
Which flavour have you used?
What else would I use?
Which flavour did you use on this one, Carol?
Well, I've used lemon drizzle all the way through.
Right.
So I've used lemon drizzle in the cake and lemon drizzle in the buttercream. So what we're going to do is, it's not looking bad. At least it's looking like a square cake now, isn't it?
Yes. It's still square, yes.
Ish. I'm going to have to watch this live back. I'm dying to know what you're saying.
Well,
He's not telling me anything.
Well,
is it positivity, Simon?
You're not on your own with your grey hair, Carol. It's with the,
Never mind me bloody grey hair. What about me cake?
I was just trying to be, diplomatic.
We can all be grey-haired ladies in a few weeks. Can you imagine? We're going to have long-haired husbands. Even the bald ones will probably have a few sprouts popping up, and then we'll all be grey-haired unless you're young and beautiful. But us older ladies, and like I was laughing. I was talking to Karen on the phone yesterday, and she's going, "What about me?" She said, "I have short hair." She's probably going to have long hair. So all you short-haired ladies, what are you going to do? And the one thing I'm pleased with, I've got very curly hair. So I have my hair straightened every 6 months, and I cannot believe how lucky I was that I went in and had it straightened before all this happened. So the week before this happened, I think you all saw it because I lost a load of colour in my hair, because when it's straightened, it takes all the colour out of your hair. And gosh, I can't believe that I managed to get it done in time and get another colour on. But the colour, when you put the colour back on again, it's lighter, because obviously I'm grey. Right, okay, I'm going to stop mucking around with this cake now, and I'm going to pop it in the fridge. I'm going to let it firm up. So, what do we think? Who would have done that themselves? Who would have done it, or who would have cried and put it all in the bin? And who's laughing that it's all going wrong? Come on, be honest. Who's laughing the red off that it's all going wrong and what a nitwit she is? So,
yeah.
But I actually had no other cake, so I've got no choice. I either deal with this situation, okay, or we cancel the live. That's the only choices we have.
It looks fine, Carol, yes.
Yeah, and we couldn't cancel the live on you, could we? So, anyhow, there we go. Right, so this is going to go in the fridge, and that gives me a good time then to make some more buttercream, because I'd made the buttercream ready for what we were going to do. I didn't realise I was going to be doing this. So let me get this in the fridge.
And I could say hello to Mandy now, who's watching from South Africa.
Oh, fantastic.
Is anyone further away than that? Debbie's saying we're doing a great job.
Is anybody watching?
Chris Moore says it looks fine.
Pardon?
You need to treat yourself to some straighteners, Carol.
Why have we got curly hair?
I'm not saying anything. I didn't notice you'd got curly hair, but
Have I got curly hair? Mind you, I did wash it today and just leave it. I normally do straighten over it.
Debbie Todd would have binned it.
Yeah, well, I think, a lot of you would have sort of binned it really and thought, oh my God, I've just wasted all that cake and I'm going to bin it. But you know what? We're going to save it. Don't worry about it. We are going to make a tearaway cake, whether we like it or not. Now, whether it actually ends up in your hands full, we don't know, but we're working on it. We're working on it, girls. We're working on it.
What's to say there?
So I'm just going to get some...
And Dawn Turner would have turned it into a trifle.
Yes, but I haven't. See, that's
We're not
a good
making
thing.
trifle.
We're not making trifle. See, that's the thing. That is the right thing to do. And the other thing is, you could have actually put it in the fridge, frozen it, and then used it as a later date and made cake pops with it as well. So so you could have made cake pops with it. You'd like trifle with it. Give it the birds, which is probably what I would do normally. But we were live, and it's the only cake I had. I always say to you girls about when I'm doing a live, you see it exactly as it is. What goes on in the kitchen is going on in the kitchen. I don't have anything, and here's the most beautiful one I made before, and I don't sort of say, and there's the mix, and here's the one we made before. I've got to use what I've got to use. So, so the idea was we have to rescue it. Right, so I'm going to go and make some buttercream. I'm just going to get another bowl. So I've got a bowl there. I've got my beater, and I need to get some butter. Now we don't need a lot of buttercream actually, so I'm just going to make a small batch. Right, just let me get 250 grams of butter. Oh, I've remembered what we're making tomorrow, Simon.
Oh,
So
yes.
Simon and I were having a chat before, like, what am I making tomorrow? It's Thursday tomorrow, isn't it,
It's Thursday
Simon?
tomorrow. You're doing a show at 8. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yeah, so we were Simon said, what are we going to make tomorrow? I have no idea.
But
And then
I
I
don't
said-
think I'm here though, am I, Carol?
No, John will be on the camera. So I said, I have told you, Simon. He said, no, you haven't. I said, I have told you. And now I've just remembered, and I have told him what we're making. Carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
Yes.
Is it gluten-free carrot cake?
No. Listen, I've got enough trouble just making cake today. So, as I say, I have got flour on the website. It is dearer than what you would normally pay. I don't normally buy flour. I've been very lucky to get this, believe me. I've been trying to get this all week. I've not been able to get any other flours. If it sells well and I can start buying the volumes, then we can bring the price down. It's like everything, isn't it? I won't be able to guide that at the moment because it won't be a true reflection on sales, because I know people will just buy it for the sake that they can have flour. So I am sorry, some of you might be miffed that you can only buy 2, but I do need to ration it out. So I just need to pop that into a container, pop that into the microwave. I'm just going to pop this in the microwave for 30 seconds.
Elaine's asking if I bake. Not really, no.
Which member of your family's watching? Your sister?
Sister's watching as
Is she
well.
still watching?
She's still watching. She's at work though.
Oh.
Well, working from home.
Just put the microwave on again.
Yeah.
Lots of people have sneaky peeks from work. We get lots of people having a sneaky peek. So just so that I can show you, there's the 2 other pans that the cakes came out of. So there they are. So I broke them up. I do not know what I've done with the recipe this morning. I have told you that I am slightly concerned about my memory, but I actually have no idea what I've done. So I've never had this situation before, but you know what? It's the cake and we've got to go with it. In my panic, I did make another mix and did the same thing. So we have one here. So I think what I've done is I've used butter instead of margarine, which shouldn't make any difference. It's a heavier cake, but there's obviously something that I've not done right with the recipe.
Yeah, Katie's still here. And she doesn't bake either. Although she's going to have to start now.
Hey?
She's going to have to start baking now.
Right. So let me get my butter out.
Now she's seen how easy it is.
Oh yeah, how easy it is. So go put it all together. Right, I'm just waiting at the microwave for my butter. Won't be a minute.
How long's that cake got left in the oven, Carol?
It's not ready. I've just checked it. Don't forget, I'm baking long, low, and slow.
So how long will that take?
Well, it's what time am I going to put it in the oven? Do you know?
Not really.
Oh, I don't know either.
No. Can anyone tell us what time Carol put the cake in the oven?
Can anyone tell me what day it is today? Honestly, I'm glad I don't drink, and I don't smoke, and I don't do the other hobby habits that people have either. Anyhow, so I've just melted this in the microwave, just to soften. I'm hoping I'm going to have a pull away cake for you shortly. A saved pull away cake. I've got to get it on my board yet as well.
Tracy Hannaford said she's made the cherry bagels, cupcakes and the Viennese swirls. Well, she says swirls.
Good girl. Girl after my own heart.
Which are all yum. Will she be making the fall apart cake?
Not like this. You might do the design when we get there. This is cake rescue, is it? So when we make buttercream, we put the butter in and we're going to whip it till it's lovely and whippy. Anybody who's joined us, I have no idea what I've done with the recipe. I actually think I've gone and done the same on this morning. But generally the recipe is 10 ounces of margarine, okay? 10 ounces of flour, 10 ounces of caster sugar or icing sugar, which is what we're using, 5 eggs, and then, you know, the method. So you beat your margarine and sugar together till it's nice and light and whippy. Then you then add your eggs one at a time, and that's when I knew I had a problem. I was looking at it and I could see it wasn't just a curdle I was creating, there was something else going on in there. It was quite thick. But if it does curdle, you just use a little bit of your flour from your 10 ounces to help it will go back together again. And then you add your flour. So you add your eggs one at a time. You then add all your flour, but you fold your flour in. And it was at that point I realised that something was really wrong with the recipe. So I think I've used butter this morning and I've not used margarine. There's no problem with that, but butter you would use in a Madeira cake recipe. And the Madeira cake recipe is just slightly different. So anyhow, the thing is, by the time we come live, I had no cake apart from what we had. So what we've had is what we have to run with. And as we are a live program, I don't believe in hiding anything from you lot. It's why you follow me. Some of you follow me for entertainment. Some of you follow me because you generally like me and you actually enjoy our Facebook Lives. Some of you follow me because you think it's quite amusing that I might fail or struggle at something. But whatever your reasons are for following, I hope you're enjoying today.
And we've got a top tip coming from, where was it? Oh, from Susan Richmond. She says, set a timer on your oven.
I know, I'm the world's worst. Honestly, I never set timers. I'm terrible. That's because I don't know how to. I'm sure it's something really very simple. I've even gone to the trouble of buying fancy timers and they're still in the box. It's so bad, isn't it? I'm very much of like, have a look at it, do a little wobble, it's looking fine, stick the thing in. Right, I just need a spatula.
Yeah, it's done when it's done, isn't it?
It's done when it's done, yes, absolutely. Anyhow, how are you enjoying today's session? Do you want to take this cake home, Simon?
No, thank you. No.
I need to find a home for it. My son is 40 tomorrow. Shall I make it his birthday cake?
I think that's a great idea, yeah.
The grandchildren are really missing coming doing some baking. So we don't do much with them. They're only young. I've done baking with the older kids. And Holly loves baking if she can. Holly bakes with her mum. Holly's 12 this year. Yes, 12 this year, Holly. So I've got 8 grandchildren, 2 at 17, 1 at 13. She's 13 in June. No, yep, she's 13 in June. And I've got Holly, who is 12 in November. So when all this happened, she went, Grandma, can you believe it? I've actually left school. And I went, no, you haven't left school. You don't leave school till July. And then, of course, they have left school, haven't they? So they miss out on all that, don't they? And then we've got phase 2 grandchildren because both my boys started their children late in life. So they had theirs, I think Wesley was about 35 when he started with his first one and Ryan was 33. So Bella's 2 in May and then Wesley's got 2 little girls, Jasmine and Ruby. And Laura, after having Holly, so somewhat, Holly is 12 this year, yeah, and he'll be 3. So 9 years later, decided to have another one. So I'm chopping in the icing sugar. I had to think what I was doing then. I thought I might maybe making a mix. Do you know what I think I've done today? I think I've started off making buttercream and started off making a cake and gone into buttercream mode. Seriously. That's what I think I've done. You can't even go to the doctors now and find out what's wrong with you, can you? So, I phoned them and told them I've lost my marbles. They'll probably tell me how lucky I am and I need to miss this life event that's going on at the moment. So we've mixed our butter. Yeah, now I'm going to just add a tablespoonful of water because it's not quite soft. And then I'm going to turn it up. So Georgia, 4 max, we'll come back and do it again. So do say to Max, don't worry, it's going to look great when we're finished, but we'll come back and do this whole thing again, properly. There we go. So 30 seconds on full speed. Let's get that out of the way. Let's do some colouring. Right, let me check my cake. My tester in a minute. Nearly done. Not far off, just a couple of more minutes. And a bowl. So nearly done. Colour splash. So I think for children we'll use a lime green. We'll do a pink. Pink is always nice, isn't it? Let's do an orange. I've got 2 nozzles there. Okay, that's 2 nozzles there. Piping bags. Let's get this on. So piping bags, so we're going to use the 1 tip. So I'll get Simon to help me mix some buttercream up in a minute. So let's just get that out. Oops.
You get me what?
I'm going to get you doing some work.
Oh, okay.
Instead of enjoying yourself behind the screen
Oh,
saying
right.
nothing, Simon.
Well, I won't be able to do that.
You're meant to be, hello Sue Richmond, hello Debbie Hargreaves.
Hello,
Hi.
Sue Richmond. Hello, Debbie Hargreaves.
Hi, Nikki
Hello,
Pink.
Paula Brown.
Hello, Paula Brown. Are you enjoying today's live? Do you know what we're doing? Because Carol obviously doesn't.
I don't want to say I could make a better cake because that would
Listen, you'll be on the next
result
live
in a
if you
challenge,
say that.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be on the next live.
I'll tell you what, it's a lot more difficult to make gluten-free things that taste half decent.
Do you think so?
Well, have you tried making gluten-free bread?
No.
Yeah, it's
Right, so I'm just going to get my nozzles ready. So we're using the 1M. So it's the 1M Wilton, it's a star tip. So can you see on that camera there, Simon?
okay, bit further away, but yeah, that's good.
So it's a 1M Wilton star tip. You can use a 2D or any star tip, but this is one of the biggest ones. There is actually another bigger set of nozzles that I've never actually played with you guys, but I saw it in the cupboard the other day. I do stock them on the website actually, but I'll just have a little rummage now. Some of you are saying, where the hell did they come from? They're called Savoy tips. And that's why your piping bags, your blue piping bags are actually called Savoy piping bags. So let me just find this other box of nozzles. They're here. One minute. Not the usual. Can't really find the damn things. I can't find them, but basically they come with these big tips. So I think there's like 9 tips in a box, big ones, all different shapes, and they're called Savoy tips. So they're made by Gem, and there's a whole range of them. There's a round, there's star, there's all sorts of different ones in there. And the big blue piping bags are called Savoy piping bags, and they're big because they were meant for these big tips. So when you want to really do those nice big swirls, and you have a big piping bag full, and you can do all that. Right, okay, so colouring. Let's get a little bit of pink in. Do a bit of lime green. Don't worry, my cake's ready to come out now. Just going to give Simon a little job for a minute. So I use a good range of gels. I use Pro Gel, Colour Splash. Colour Splash is the cheapest one, but they're actually very good quality. They're actually excellent quality. I use Fractal, which is suitable for vegetarians, vegans, all diets. I'm just going to try and find another. Let's see what I'm going to use here. After all that, I'm going to open it anyhow. Watch me find the open one after. It'll always be the way, won't it? Right, Simon, are you ready to mix? So when you mix, Simon,
Yes.
are you paying attention?
I am paying attention.
So when you mix, you don't mix, okay? You paddle. So you hold your bowl and you paddle, or you can put it on the tea towel and hold it, or a wet cloth, and your paddle. So I don't know whether they can see that from there.
I think I'm showing that from above.
Yeah, so you paddle. Don't mix, because if you mix, you end up getting lots of air bubbles in there, and we don't want lots of air bubbles.
It's the same with plaster.
Oh, is that? Yes, you're a builder, aren't you? It's like the same thing, isn't it?
I'm not a builder.
Eh? You're not a builder, you're a photographer now.
You wouldn't mix plaster like that, but you know, you don't want a load of air bubbles in it, because it's...
Well, and how would you mix plaster? Just in case that, because we've got nothing else to do at home, we might start plastering our walls.
With a whisk, but don't over mix it.
Yeah. See them use those stick whisks for it.
Whisks. That's what you use. Yeah.
What are they called then? Stick whisks. It's not called a stick whisk, is it? What's it called?
Stirrer. Maybe, or a paddle.
Right. Okay. So that's the pink done. So can you just do the green for me while I go and get my cake out the oven?
So you're going off. I won't. I'll come over there and do it, Carol.
Hey?
Well, you're gone.
Oh, you're going to let them see you?
Well, you can't do it with you coming back.
There you go, there's our cake. In fact, that's definitely butter, I can see. Definitely butter. Yeah, right. I think it'd be a lot better with all that mix in there. I think, yeah, definitely butter. Oh, lordy, Carol McFarland, how to muck up the whole thing. Anyhow, there you go, there's our cake. Made with butter.
Apologies, I can't actually switch the cameras over because I'm...
There you go. Oh, they nearly got to see you then.
They nearly did, yeah.
Round. Come on round.
No, I'm gonna I'm gonna do it here. So everybody can tell me whether I'm doing it right or not.
Dead over the top, Simon.
I hope no, I don't think so.
Stand up straight. Well, that's a lovely lime green colour you've done for me there.
Just trying to get the extra bits of colour in there. Do you want it with a few streaks in, or all completely the same colour?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. Right. As you're coming back now, I'll keep my distance.
Just finding myself.
Right.
Right, okay then. So, let's just wipe that on there. So we're just going to do the yellow. Did you enjoy doing that, Simon? And they never got to see you, did they?
No. I'm you know, I'm being mysterious.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
When I met Simon, how many years ago now? It's nearly 7 years ago, isn't it? And I asked him to come and do all the photos for Sugar and Crumbs. And I was buying china for fun, and he had to take pictures of all the cakes on different china displays. Do you remember, Simon?
Yeah.
You can't possibly have forgot. And I look at my photo albums. This man must be sick to death of cake. He has photographed every cake I've made, every cupcake, every nifty nozzle, every sprinkle, every product we've ever sold on the website. He has photographed it. Right. Okay. So. We've got our colours there. So this one I'm actually going to do a rose swirl with. So I'm just going to use pink on the outside.
So you're on the top down camera.
Oh,
that's fine.
Right,
so,
great.
You're in the middle there.
Perfect. So we're just going to put pink around the outside of the bag. Do another layer there. And then I'm just going to get the white from the bowl here. Just drop a nice bit of white in there. We don't need too much because I'm only going to do 2 or 3 swirls. So that's that one. And then I just want to squirt it so it's coming out, which it is. Pink and white, so we need that one there now. And then I have got a leaf tip. So I've just done that leaf tip. which is here. So we're going to have lime green leaves just to make it a little bit more fun. So don't forget guys, like and share, or maybe I should tell you not to share this one.
No, share this one.
This one could probably get the most views, couldn't it? So we are going to do lime green leaves just to make it nice and bright. So we only need a little bit. And there. And then I've got another nozzle here. I'm going to make this all 3 colours, this one. So this one I'm going to get all that up there. So I'm going to put, we're on the overhead, Simon?
Yeah, we're on the overhead.
So we're going to put the lime green. I'm going to put your orange. And then we're going to put the pink. Right, so that's that. We'll just move that lot out of the way a minute. And we'll go and get our cake. That should have firmed up in the fridge. We'll put another little crumb coat on it. Let's just see, how's this buttercream doing here now. Let's make sure this is still soft. Yeah, brilliant. So let's go and get our cake. So put this on for a minute.
I think I'll pop up another day, Peggy.
Hey, now I've got the knife. Right, what's happened with Peggy?
Oh, she's saying she wants to see my face on the screen. Well, we'll leave that for another day.
Over the years, Simon has been a bit of a one. So the first time I met him, I've got a fear of beards. I don't know what it is, but anybody, if you've got the goatee beard and all that, if you've got the goatee beard, I'm actually cool with it. But if you've got a long beard, for some reason it scares me. And I don't know why, it's just the way I've always been. So Simon comes, he turns up with a long beard and I'm like, oh. So then, but I actually really liked him. So I'm like trying to get over the beard. So part of the conditions was he had to get rid of the beard. He was mortified. And he's going, I don't think I want to get rid of the beard, Carol. So I said, well, you'll have to do something. So he came back, grew the beard even longer with longer whiskers. Do you remember them, Simon? Longer whiskers that he used to twirl. And he used to say, you winding me up, Simon. Seriously. So he said, so anyhow, I had to give in and let the man have a beard. And over the years, we've had lime green beards, pink beards, purple beards. We've had everything, haven't we? We've had, in fact, you haven't gone multicoloured on the moustache and the beard yet, have you?
Not for a while.
So,
well, I've changed it. It's
like I used to have OCD till I met John. And then, you know, if ever you want to get rid of your OCD, I can lend John out to you because John will give you enough work that you haven't got time to have OCD. So, so Simon has got me over my fear of beards. Well, I won't say over it, but I can cope. Weird that, isn't it, that I have a fear, because I can't think of anything that's bothered me about it. But if I ever see anyone with a beard, I cross the road. It's really bad, isn't it? So Simon and I have kept our social distancing for some time, haven't we?
Yes. The beard repels you.
Hey? It doesn't make me ill or something. I don't find it disgusting or anything. It's just something I don't like.
It's a little bit lower, that corner, Carol.
Yes, I know. Shut up.
Oh, okay.
Sort your camera angles out,
No,
Simon. Sort your camera angles out.
Well, it's there in the middle of the screen.
Move the camera, hide. So basically, anybody who's watching, this is how not to decorate a cake. This is basically a cake that's gone wrong. It's broken apart, and all I'm doing is making the best of a bad job. So that's all I'm doing. And we're not going to have straight corners, and it's not going to the tearaway cake that Georgina wanted for her little boy. This is this was either a live or no live. I hope you've enjoyed it. Actually, have you all enjoyed it? The good thing is it shows you I don't hide anything. So there you go. So I know I have to wait 30 seconds for some feedback, but hopefully Simon might start giving me some feedback.
Yeah. That corner can be hidden with a nice rose swirl.
So I'm trying to botch it up here. Yeah, I'm trying to botch it
Oh,
up.
Paula Brown doesn't like beards either.
Eh? I'm glad I've got somebody else. I'm not the only weirdo, right, Simon? I'm not the only weirdo. The poor man's had to put up with this for, as I say, nearly 7 years now. And then James in the office, he comes in, and when James is got a goatee beard, I'm ever so happy, and I always tell him how handsome he looks. And then if he hasn't seen me for a few weeks, he sneakily grows it longer, and then I pop in, and then he nearly dies because it's the day that he hasn't shaved his beard, and I'm like, James, we need to have a chat. Go and get rid of it.
I don't think that's it's not in his contract, is it? They can't have a beard.
Eh? It's in the unwritten contract. So once he takes it back to a goatee again, I'm actually fine. But he'll be having the time of his life because I'm not working down there. He'll be having a great time, and John won't tell me. So James will be ducking any social media pictures soon because he'll know I'll be able to spot the beard. Right. I think that's the best we're getting for a square cake. Hold on. Let me just go in there, get some water.
It's spinning nicely for everyone to see. It's lovely and square.
Are you taking the mickey sign?
No. Definitely looks square. I think everyone would agree it looks square.
Right, so I've just put some hot water in here now because I just want to sort of try and do a little bit more to it. So just smooth it. This cake will be firm. So any professionals out there or anybody who's just joined, okay, go back to the beginning and watch, and you'll see why I'm sort of trying to salvage this cake. And those of you who stuck with me through this live, I hope you've enjoyed it, but we are going to get a cake out of this, believe me. Ooh. Now, the good thing is I actually don't need a flat top, but if you do want a flat top, just pop your knife in there, hot water. I tell you, this will have to go with my moment of my cup and saucer moment, my red velvet cake moment, and this is the moment number 3, isn't it? So those who've been following me for a long time, this is the tear and share cake that actually is no longer a tear and share cake. So I think that actually doesn't look too bad. What do we think? Just
Yes, I think that looks very good, Carol.
Eh?
It's looking good, looking square.
Right, where's my dishcloth now? So where's my dishcloth? So right, what I'm going to do is, ladies, I'm just going to go and put this in the fridge very quickly because I just need it to firm. Oh, right, before I do that, because I got the big knife out. Okay, so before I do that now, I need to ruler. So get my ruler out.
Is it just personal preference, Carol, that you're not using a scraper, or?
Listen, I'm just surviving on this one. There's no. This one is too. This one is all about just making sure we've got a cake at the end of it. Oh, where's my rulers? Right. Okay. Under stress, I can't find a ruler. 10-inch cake. So if I wanted 2 inches and 2 inches, right? We're just going to guess. So we're going to guess. So we're going to do this. I'm going to guess. I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to cut down into the cake. Don't panic. Clean your knife. Oh, it's looking very firm in there. I don't know if you can actually see in there actually. It's actually looking good. It's looking how it should.
You're on that camera there at the side if you want to show anything.
Right, well I can't open it, so this is going to be the biggest, chunkiest tear and share there ever is. Right, only because I haven't got a ruler to chop it up any smaller. Right, okay, let me just go and pop this in the fridge, team, to firm up. You're all wondering what I'm going to do now, aren't you?
Yes, they're all on the edge of their seats.
I wonder what John said. Mind you, John should be in the office, but in the warehouse packing orders. He shouldn't be wondering what I'm up to. So, right. But even I don't know what I'm up to. I'm winging this. This is the best winging programme you've actually seen. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, everybody's enjoying it. We've got nearly 220 now.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody's dropping off.
You know what that tells me? How many people want to put their cakes back together? I'm just washing my dishcloth a minute. Right, so I've already marbled a board. You saw Karen marble boards the other week. So we've marbled the board, okay. Now, ideally, the cake was meant to go back on here, okay. And it was meant to go on here on a solid cake, but I'm not going to have it in the fridge long enough to be able to firm up together, and I've cut it into slices as well now. But ideally what I would have done is, or what I intended to do was put it on here, cut it, and then decorate it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on as on the cake board. Okay, so it's not really what I wanted to do. But for time, we're just going to sit the cake on there for now. But for time, what I really wanted to do was, so we're just going to sit it on there, but the cake would have gone on there normally. So, 1 second. Right, so don't worry about these little bits. all my hard work of smoothing it all off. So what we're going to do is, we are going to do a rose swirl on here. So I don't know whether, is it better from that camera or is it too high, Simon?
You're on the front camera at the moment.
Oh, can they see well enough from there in detail?
Yes.
So we're just going to... Or do you want me to... I tell you what, I can actually do it lower.
No, it's fine where it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little combination of things. So we're just going to do over here.
There. Yeah,
we're going
perfect
to do
over there, yeah.
a twist, a twist, a twist. So these squares are a bit bigger than I really wanted, because you'd make them a lot smaller. In fact, you actually wouldn't make the cake like this at all. So, and then I want to just add a little bit of buttercream.
Yeah, Lorraine Meadows, the video will be available to watch from the beginning shortly after it's finished.
Please don't. Please don't.
Remember to like and share.
Please don't. This goes down with the cup and saucer video, the red velvet cakes where I burst into tears, and this one. I haven't cried today, have I? Oh dear. So we sell these little sprinkles. They're brilliant, these actually. These are called Posh Pinks. So I'm just going to turn them to the pinky ones there, the little pinky ones. So I'm just going to have those on there. It's all going to be all right on the day. Yes, don't panic. And then, so if you notice, I've just put a little bit more buttercream on. So I'm just going to put a little buttercream on there, because this is going to help keep the sprinkles on. So for this one here,
Are those one portion size pieces, Carol?
well, I think they're about a 5 portion if I'm really honest, but where's those nice sprinkles gone that I had? Those celebration sprinkles. I'll tell you what, that's amazing.
We're up to 2:31 now. If
Oh
people
my
are
goodness.
loving it, yes.
Now what this actually means is you've actually really enjoyed the entertainment, or what it really means is you all muck up your own cakes and you want to know how to save them. Go on, be truthful, tell me. So I'm just going to... What are you laughing at, you? I think these could be, I think these big large cubes could be shared into 4 actually, finger sizes. So we're just going to put them on there. Do you agree?
They could be. In normal times you would be delivering those to a family of 4, yes.
Yeah, but it also shows, you know what this shows? People say a 10-inch cake. How many will a 10-inch cake feed? Well, there's 4 there, isn't there? So, there's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. There, feeds 36, a 10-inch cake. Got it, haven't we? Finger sizes. There we go. Right. So I'm just going to do my rose swirl over here, actually. Yeah. I'm going to put some leaves on. Just put some leaves on there. What else have I got here? So we're going to... And then we've got some more sprinkles. Ah, there they are. Celebration sprinkles. I knew they were somewhere. So let's just get a bit more. Here's that one. A bit more buttercream. I think it's looking all right, this. What
It's
do you
looking
think?
fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, you amazed everybody. And then we need to put this in the fridge to set, really. So let's just have a few of these. These are great. These are celebration sprinkles.
You're on the
Happy
top
sprinkles.
camera at the moment, so
Oh, can you
that's
see 'em
perfect
there?
if you just, yeah.
So they're called Happy Sprinkles, and this is the celebration ones. So I've got loads of like different colours in, so let's just do that. So let's put the big, oops, let's catch that one on. And then just got like loads of sparkly bits in. We don't want to do less is more here. We're trying to hide everything. So when I say stand back from the cake, don't, keep going. So that one goes on there. Right, okay then. And then what other nozzle have we got here now? I think that's looking all right, isn't it? So what we're going to do here is, so we're just going to hide some of our
We can't see that, what you're doing there.
oh,
Carol,
sorry,
if you-
it'll come round in a minute.
Right.
Don't worry. Can you see? So we're just going to hide some of that. Let me put the buttercream again in the bag. Got one more decoration to do on the top there. Just trying to think which decoration. Oh, I know, I've got it here. So you can use up all your decorations, all your sprinkles, everything. Just make something a bit fun. Who's going to give one of these broken cakes a go? Which camera are you on, Simon?
You're on the front one at the moment.
Who's going to give one of these a go?
Who's going to be breaking a cake just to do this?
Absolutely, you've got to break it deliberately, haven't you? I mean, you wouldn't bake one broken,
Yeah.
would you?
Do
Go
you think
on.
people will realise that's what you did, Carol, today?
Do you think they'll think I did do it deliberately? Yes. Yes, of course it was
Yeah.
deliberate, wasn't it? It's like
You
when
had to make 15 before one stuck to the pan, didn't you?
See what trouble I go to. Even Simon's confirming I had to make 15 of these just to make them break. Oh dear me. If you didn't laugh, you'd cry, wouldn't you? Right, let's just get that last bit of sprinkle over there. Looks all right, doesn't it? What do you think, everybody? Hey, we've
Perfect,
saved
yeah.
it. I think we've saved it quite well, actually. I'm sure whoever I give this to later are going to be highly, highly, highly happy.
Yeah, looks perfect, Carol. Gorgeous.
Have I done it? Have I done it, girls? Have I done
Yeah, looking great. Look.
it? Oh dear. So we sell all these sprinkles on our website, by the way. So if you're buying your flour, you can buy these. These are Unicorn by Sprinkletti. And then they're Charm Mix. These are lovely. These are great. These are absolutely a bargain, these are. These are called Posh Pinks. And they're by the Sprinklicious range, not Sprinklicious range, Quality Sprinkle range. And they're all suitable for a vegetarian, vegan diet as well. So they're suitable for every diet. So you're perfectly safe with those. And, oh, I forgot to use these. Oh, 1 second. Just 1 second. I meant to have been using those as well, but they're suitable. And these are called Glitter Party. So can you see under the camera there, Simon?
You're on the top camera, yeah?
Yep. So these are called Glitter Party. They've got 4 different ones in there. And these, again, are suitable. I like them, aren't they pretty? So they're suitable for vegans, vegetarians, all diets. Don't worry, nut-free, everything. Sprinkle them on your ice creams. But I've opened this bag now, so I'm going to sprinkle these on. Ooh, I've got balls going everywhere. Right. I think that'll have to do, won't it? How long have we been going, Simon?
1 hour 44 at the
Oh,
moment.
that's not bad. Crikey, in less time as well. There we go. Right, everyone. So that was meant to be a tear and share cake. Where do you want me to be, Simon?
Just pull the cake a little bit towards you for the top down.
Yeah.
No, towards you.
Oh, towards me.
Yep, a little bit more. That's perfect, so we can see the top.
Right. Oh, I tell you what would be nice. Oh, we have to finish with this, don't we? So let's have a look. Look. Oh, we have to get out the finishing sparkle. The finishing sparkle, girls. We have to get this out. So if you haven't got finishing sparkle in your life, oh my goodness, you need this stuff. In fact, I might go and squirt Simon's beard up because he's not coloured it this week. You've not coloured it for a while,
I've not coloured it for a while.
Should we have some finishing sparkle on it, Simon?
Well, I did shave it off, didn't I?
You did, I know, I was amazed. So, everyone, it was meant to be a tear and share. It ended up being a disaster. Now, we could have cancelled the live, but I decided, you know what, we've got to go with it, okay? So we've got to go with it, we've got to bake it, we've got to save it. And I'm sure many of you in the kitchen have actually done exactly that. You've broken your cake, you've cried, you've thrown it in the bin, you've fed the birds, you've made cake pops. But you know what, I've saved it. And I actually think I've done a pretty good job as well. I think that's a bit big-headed of me to say that, but when I cut through, it's firm. It's not crumbly, it's not broken inside. So I'm actually going to put it back in the fridge as well to firm up. I actually know a lovely little family down the road that's got 4 little kiddies, and I'm sure they're going to be highly delighted. So when John's on his way home from work, I'm going to send him back out again, and he can, oh, actually, that's my daughter from Australia ringing. I've got these fancy hearing aids in now. Have you noticed that I hear most things now? So anyhow, she's, it's Bluetooth into my ears. So I'm falling apart, aren't I? No memory, got hearing aids, and whatever else is going on in my life, that's plus me hot flushes, and now I can't remember how I made a cake. But somehow stuck it back together. So I hope you've enjoyed the live. Simon and I are done and over and done with for today. Don't forget, we've got one of our replays of our second ever Facebook Live. That's going to be replayed at 2 o'clock. Tonight, Anna Regimo is a premiere live that we're going to launch for you at 8 o'clock. Do watch it. It will be amazing. I'll be watching both, so I'll be able to answer comments. And when I get this dropped off with the family, I'll ask them to cut it up and send some pictures so that you can see what it looks like on the inside. But I think it's actually not too bad. What's the feedback back, Simon?
Yes, brilliant. Looks fantastic. Looks lush. They will love it.
Yeah.
It's made everyone happy.
Yeah.
And we've had a good time, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. It's only cake. Have fun with it. So I'm just going to put some little leaves on here. Finish it off on the corner. So you don't need square edges, do you? There you go, look. So I'm just going to probably play a little bit more with this, actually. And then I'll put a little bit on there.
You don't know when to stop, Carol.
No, well, I've got to put my leaves on my flowers, haven't we? Hey? Right, there you go. I'm happy with it. Right, over and done. Thank you very much for joining me. And when you are sharing with friends, do tell them it was all went horribly wrong, but we've tried to save it on the day. And I will see you, as I say, we've got a live tonight, a live this afternoon. We've got a live tonight. I'm going to pop up about 7:45 just to remind you that Anna is going live on a premiere. And then Tracy Mann is in the kitchen tomorrow from her own studio at 11 o'clock, hopefully on the right page, Tracy. And then I will be live in the kitchen at 8 o'clock with John and we're making a carrot cake tomorrow. And thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Carol.
So
And thank you to everyone for joining us. And I will see, I won't see you and you won't see me.
No,
but
Friday.
I'll speak to you on Friday.
We'll see you then. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.